Look at you sitting here all alone on Valentine's Day like a poor bachelor. You know, I really hate seeing you like this. In a cafe, all by yourself, on Valentine's Day too. It makes me feel like when I seen this bridal shower in Paris, and the groom was playing billiards with all the witnesses, and the bride was just sitting there reading a comic paper, and I thought, surely, if this was the beginning, what's going to be the end? He was playing billiards on his wedding eve, and she's reading a comic paper. You know what, Allie? I feel like you would have been better to have kept him. Do you remember I was the first one to say forgive him? Do you remember that? You would be married now, and you'd have a home. Do you remember that Christmas Eve that you went out to your fiance's family's house in the country? How you beamed in the happiness of home life. And you really longed to quit the theater forever. Yes, Allie, home is best of all. Theater is next. And children, you don't understand that yet. Oh, I wanted to show you what I got them for Valentine's Day. This is for Aria. Those cute little blue eyes like she does. I think she'll love it. And then I got a little duck for baby E. So he can go quack, 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 quack. You still think that I got you kicked out of the store theater. But I didn't. I didn't do that. Even though you think I did. But it doesn't matter. Whatever I say, it doesn't make a difference. Because you still think I did it. Oh, and these are for my better half. I painted them myself. I can't bear floral, but he wants it on everything. What small feet Bryce has. And what a splendid stride. You've never seen him in sneakers. When there's drafts on the floor, he goes, ugh, it's so cold in here. You never know how to keep the fire going. And then, when he leaves, he has to hunt down his sneakers because Maria's hid them under the dresser. But it's sinful to sit and talk about a husband that way. He's a good man. You ought to have had such a husband, Allie. What are you laughing at? What? What? What are you laughing at? When I was touring in Norway, that brazen Fran came and tried to seduce him. Can you fancy anything so infamous? It's really lucky that Bryce told me about it himself, and that it didn't reach me through gossip. But would you believe it? That Fran is not the only one. I don't know what it is, but all these women, they're crazy about my husband. They must think that he has influence on the theater because he's connected to the government. Perhaps you were after him as well. I never really trusted you, but I knew he never bothered, and you always seemed to have a grudge against him anyhow. Come see us tonight. Come show us that you're not put out with us, that you're not put out with me at any rate. It would be really uncomfortable to have you as an enemy. I don't know if it's because I stood in your way. I don't know why. Our acquaintance has always been so interesting. When I first met you, I was so afraid of you. In fact, so afraid that I never let you out of my sight. I was always near you. I didn't dare have you as an enemy, so I made you my friend. But there was always discord in our home when you were there, because I saw that my husband, he couldn't endure you. And I tried everything to get him to be friendly towards you, and with no success until you were engaged. And then there was a violent friendship between you two, as if you started to show your real feelings towards each other when you were secure. But I didn't get jealous, strange to say. And then at Aria's christening, I made him kiss you, and he did. And you were so confused, as it were. And I didn't think about it then. And I didn't think about it later either. And I've never thought about it until now. Why are you silent? You have not said a word. You've just let me go on talking. Let's see. Why did you break your engagement? Why don't you ever come to our house anymore? Why won't you come tonight? No, you don't need to say anything. I understand it all. It was because, yes. Now all the accounts balance. I will not sit with you. And that's why I have to paint floral on his sneakers, which I hate. It's because of you. And that's why we have to go to the lake every summer. It's because you hate salt water. And that's why my son's name is Eskel. Because that's your father's name. And that's why, oh my gosh, it's terrible when I think about it. Everything came from you. To me. Even your passion. You crept into my soul like a worm going into an apple. You ate and you gorged until nothing was left but the rind of the apple and a little speck of dust. You weighed like a snake, and you charmed me with your black eyes. I laid in the water with bound feet, and as the harder that I strove to keep up, I just went down and down and down. And you were at the bottom like a crab ready to clutch me with your claws. And there I am, lying now. I hate you. Hate you, hate you. You sit there silent and indifferent. Indifferent whether it's a new moon or a waning moon, whether it's New Year's Eve or Christmas Eve, whether people are happy or unhappy. Without power to love or to hate, you sit at a rat hole, quiet like a stork. You can't set your prey and catch it, so you lie and you wait. You sit in your corner in a cafe and you read your newspaper to see if misfortune has befallen on anyone. You just sit here and calculate about your next victim. Poor Allie. I pity you. Nevertheless, because you're unhappy. Unhappy like someone who has gotten wounded or is angry because you've gotten hurt. But I can't be angry with you because no matter how much I want to be, you came out the weaker one. And yeah, all that with Bryce, it doesn't bother me. Because what is it to me anyways? And what difference does it make if I learn to drink coffee from you or from anyone else? And if you taught me how to dress, all the better. It just made me more attractive to my husband. So you lost, and I won there. And judging by the signs, you already lost him. And you certainly intended for me to leave him. Do as you did with your fiancé, and regret as you now regret. But you see, I didn't do that, because we can't be two alike. And besides, why should I take what nobody else wants? And perhaps, take it all in. In this moment, I'm the stronger one. And you received nothing from me. But you gave me much. And now I seem like a thief since you have awakened and I find I possess what is your loss. How could it be otherwise? When everything is worthless and sterile in your hands. But you can't keep a man's love with your flowers and your passions, but I can keep it. And you cannot learn to live like your authors, but I can. And you have no little Eskel to cherish, even if your father's name is Eskel. And why are you always silent? Silent, you never say anything. You know, I used to think it was because of strength. And now I think it's because you have nothing to say. Because you don't ever think about anything. And now, I'm going home. And I'm taking the flowers with me. Your flowers. You are unable to learn from another. You can't bend. Therefore, you broke like a dry stalk. But I won't break. Thank you, Allie, for all of your good lessons. And thank you for teaching my husband how to love. Now I'm going home to love him.